Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. Great article from the NASDAQ.com. I'll leave a link to it in the description so you guys may check it out. So we got earnings week coming up from all the carriers. I think Verizon goes on the 22nd, T-Mobile goes on the 23rd, and then I think AT&T goes after that. I'd have to double check. I'll leave the dates in the comments so you guys can check it out. We have previews of earnings coming up for T-Mobile, and there's several other articles where they're previewing Verizon and AT&T as well. So we'll go over those as well. But one thing we already know for sure is FWA will come in at around 400,000 ads for the quarter. T-Mobile made that. They gave us a teaser, if you will, or preliminary numbers at the Deutsche Telekom Capital Markets Day. They stated they're now at right around 6 million FWA customers, up from 5.6. So that's about 400,000 ads, right? And I think that's where they will be coming in at for the next few quarters to come. Actually, I think they'll be at the 400,000 mark until they hit their next round of guidance, in my opinion, which is, I think, 12 million. I have to double check. But I think that's what they're shooting for. I don't think we will see the 500, 600,000 quarters anymore. There's just no need right now to drop pricing, right? They might do it on the promotional basis if growth ever does slow down significantly, but I don't anticipate that. I anticipate with the demand that's still there for this product, the 400,000 number I think is very comfortable for them. If they ever dip below, like if they know, okay, we're going to come in at 300,000 at this pace, then of course I fully expect them to accelerate to get to the 400,000. But I don't think they purposely do a acceleration to get to 500,000 or 600,000 anymore. I just don't think there's a need for that anymore. When they first started out, 500,000, 600,000. Okay, let's get it off the ground. Let's grow it quickly. We have all this capacity. But now that excess capacity is just not there anymore as it once was, right? You don't have 10x excess capacity anymore. You had that once, but now it's harder to come by as you continue. Even growing at 400,000 per quarter, as you heard me say in previous videos, it's harder to come by to get that type of growth. So it's just not, I just don't think it's feasible anymore. Could T-Mobile still maintain that growth? Yes, they could still do 500,000, 600,000. I just don't think it's feasible anymore. The N41 is getting saturated, right? We're almost 5 years in. We're having to shift to other technologies like L4S, 5G Advanced, FDD, Massive MIMO on PCS, AWS because there's already so much usage, and they continue to grow like they don't have any customers. Right? Like they're still this smaller disruptive player. That's how they're still trying to grow even as this bigger company. So that's the FWA portion. Everything else, I think, will be a foregone conclusion. They're going to have the most amount of postpaid growth. I think we already know that. The churn, I guess that's an up and down, right? They said a couple of quarters they would be up and down, and then eventually they would have the best or lowest churn in the industry. That's been going to AT&T, so that's still up for debate. As you can see, postpaid phone numbers should arrive at 745,000. Again, that's an insane number. Thinking of where T-Mobile is today, right? They're at 26 million total connections. They're a merged company with Sprint that's now fully integrated. The synergies are being realized. No more integration cost. I know there's still some stuff happening on the network, but the integration is done, and they're still growing. Now that Sprint is gone, they're still growing at 745,000 customers per quarter. That's insane. But if we compare that to the current estimate, the company reported 850,000 in the same quarter the previous year. So they're slowing down somewhat, but it's still a lot of growth. Yeah, it's about 100,000 less, but 745,000 is still probably going to outgrow Verizon and AT&T combined. Just think about that. So still a ton of growth that they're estimated to get. And we'll see. Maybe they do grow 800,000. Who knows? We'll see on the 23rd. And then the estimated total net additions are expected to reach 1.4 million. And then you compare that to last year, which was 1.3 million. So total overall, they're expected to grow even more. And then you can see the FWA number is 411,000. And then that's lower than the 557,000. But we discussed that at the beginning of the video. I just don't see them getting to those numbers anymore. One, there's no need. And two, it's not feasible. At the 400,000 currently, they're projected to hit their current guidance, which is still that, 7 to 8 million. They're going to get there with that. And then the guidance through 2027, they're going to hit that at the 400,000. I mean, they clearly know the math. And like I said, if there are quarters where they are significantly below the 400,000, that's where they will ramp up to get to the 400,000. So there you have it. Those are the previews. So I don't expect much different from the previews. Maybe a little higher, maybe a little lower, but not much. I don't expect them to come in at 600,000 when the estimate shows 745,000, right? I expect them to come either a little bit higher or a little bit lower. But it's going to be a huge quarter. They're going to outgrow AT&T and Verizon combined. They're going to have a better quarter for business growth because they are still a growing company. Verizon has already told us pretty much by the moves they made, the price increases they implemented, how they're moving, that they're no longer looking to grow as much. Verizon is more of that income stock that an article talked about a few weeks back that T-Mobile is becoming. T-Mobile clearly, very clearly told us that's not the case. They told us that twice now, at the Investors Day in San Francisco and at the Deutsche Telekom Capital Markets Day. They told us they are a growth company. They signaled that very clearly to the street. So through 2027, they're going to continue to grow. They're going to continue to have those types of quarters that we've seen. And eventually, they will get to 130 million total connections, 135, 140. They will eventually surpass Verizon and AT&T in total connections and in postpaid connections with time. It's going to happen. At this type of growth, it's going to happen. But now we need to see how they take care of the concerns I talked about in another video. How do you handle all that usage? You know, what kind of densification plan do you have put in place to offset this type of growth and usage, and both for the company itself, right? AI and everything else they're discussing, that seems to be the way that they're going to go. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe if you're new. Follow my social media outlets as a Tyrone with Tech Life. See y'all in the next one. Peace.